Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have the next match up. We are our first game between Xezadon and Bewpy. We've got Xezadon already house capped. But either way, Bewpy playing as the Mayans and Xezadon playing here as the Indians. Casting with me here, I have the one, the only, Koheed.
That's me.
That's you.
How are you guys?
Yeah, welcome on.
So, I'm really interested to see how these two play against each other. They are what we would determine probably the most equal match we have.
Inexperienced players.
But the most equally matched, I'd say, playing against both of them. They are, I think it'll be similar to when we watched Russo and Osnope in the Tower Rush.
In the Tower Rush
battle
series?
for their lives, yeah.
Yeah, I think like well-matched players are going to give us like a well-matched game, right?
Exactly.
But both of these players are experienced gamers. They have a good understanding of how most of the mechanics work, right? It's just the minutiae that they have to wrap their heads around. It's like the counters that you have to learn and being able to identify the buildings and what resources you need on the fly. So Xezadon, as the Indians, already working on a house wall. And working on the food. Not too much scouting going on, but it's always a lot to do whenever you've got 10,000 things to do with a new UI.
Yeah, considering the amount of game time that Xezadon does have on the books, it is nice to see that she already has her wall being built, and it's near the hill. It's good that she's not blocking off her tree line like some players we have seen. But it looks like Bewpy's going really hard in the food here. She's already hunting, and she's going turkey by turkey, one at a time.
Pushing in deer. Is that an actual deer push? Oh, yes, it is.
She is. So that's interesting to see.
Yeah.
She is going to need to get a house up right about now.
Right about meow?
Right about meow.
The populations are...
Oh, there we go.
Good. Building the house is a little close. Normally leave yourself a bit of room there for the farms to go up later, but a house is a house. When you're in a pinch, you got to put it down, right?
It's very true. We have an idle villager up on the house wall for Xezadon, but she is scouting. Good to see that she's actively looking for some resources.
Right. Yeah, and with these RTS games, it's always good to get the your APM. I learned that the other day. I was like, "What's our APM?" Someone told me that's your actions per minute, right?
Absolutely.
So how many actions per minute are you doing, right?
With experienced gamers like that, I know Bewpy personally, and she has a lot of experience with StarCraft. So with that, it's very APM based, and you can tell that she's keeping everything nice and close and tight and tidy, and that's just from experience.
Is that a StarCraft
you don't want to
thing?
get messy. Yeah, generally try to keep everything really close to your resources. That way, it's easier to defend. The more you spread out you are, it's harder to defend.
It's true.
To react, right? So that is a transition that she's going to have to make.
So it looks like Bewpy is reaching out. If you look at her fog of war and what she can and can't see, it looks like she's reached ahead, and she's really poking out to try and find where Xezadon is. They just had a little quick high five.
There you go.
Xezadon, quick on the switch there. Actually, the Eagle Scouts can go head to head with the Horsies. The Horse Scouts, the Scout Cabs. Just straight up 1-to-1. Oh!
Now Xezadon paying attention to the Scout.
Dangles it away.
Dangles it away, ringing the bell. She's killed a little bit of eco time, but she was going for the kill on that one. Always good to get the enemy Scout.
Yeah, if you can basically blind your enemy this early in the game, that's a huge advantage. Oh, going forward with the watchtower as well.
Yeah.
What's going to happen here with the Scout fight? Yeah, see those Eagle Scouts just tanky.
Yeah.
So even though there's a couple free hits, the Eagle Scout, even after getting shot at, I don't think she got hit, but the Eagle Scout was able to take out the horse.
See, now in that interaction, she might have lost some time paying attention to her Scout battle with the Eagle Scout, and she kind of got stuck ringing the bell and not setting a rally point. So her eco took a little bit of a hit, so I'd say that's a win for Bewpy. it's nice to see she's building a lumber camp.
Oh, lumber camp right on the wood. That's a nice little spot for her,
Absolutely.
Right?
So she's starting to get her balance, and Xezadon's not far behind. She seems she understands the eco split should be pretty heavy into wood at this count right about now, so that's good.
Got about 8 on wood. Looks like she's saving up to get herself a mill. Really wallable map, actually. It's a little unfortunate. Like a nice back main gold, so you can sit on that. But her other 2 golds are forward, so she might want to think about expanding that way. But up until that point, she's got a really wallable map. Just Xezadon can put up maybe a wall between a couple of tree lines, and we'll work our way across. Also, both players have big opportunity. I don't think they'll get to it, but if they throw a dock up, there's a lot of fish out there. You can just look at the minimap and see all the resources.
Unfortunately, Xezadon's sitting on the only peninsula on the map, so she may not think that this is a heavy coastal map. Whereas Bewpy's got vision of more than one spot with the water she might have queued in. It's
we got the board coming back in, but where's it gonna go? Board coming back in for Xezadon. Oh, you got to keep your villagers moving. Oh, keep it running. I know sometimes they stop and they're like, I got this. But the thing is, they don't got this. You need your friends for that. Normally you pull your boiler in and you want to have about, anywhere between 4 to 7 vills if you're worried about it. Because now that board, I think, just claimed 3.
Now in a situation like that, generally, if you're running back towards your TC and you know that you're going to lose the fight, just garrison the villager into the TC and take the time loss. But see, now she's scouting it. She's
drawing
it back.
Good.
She's not killing it yet, which is good. She's close enough. That's good.
Yeah, and let's just check what Bewpy's doing up here.
Bewpy, yeah.
Again, a nice followable map for Bewpy as well. Forward resources, so
yeah.
That's not too nice to work with, but she does have some nice back resources as well behind her wood line. So if she were to work behind her wood line and maybe throw some income buildings back there, she can take advantage of that.
Another thing I find interesting is that Bewpy has spotted a relic and hit it with the outpost. Now I don't know if many people have noticed that while watching this. I've gone over it a couple times. I don't know if Feeny has.
I got it.
But that's also that's a very good position to be scouting, because everyone should be knowing of the height advantage. If you're higher up on the terrain than your opponent, you get an advantage. Now, as the Mayans, as an archery civ, having that may be a focal point. It is directly between the two of them.
Going for another boar. Lost another vill to those boars. They're vicious, I tell you, man. You need friends. Whenever you're taking on the boar, you got to bring your friends with you. Don't be brave.
Okay. No, it's okay. She's got it. Now, thing we have discussed...
Another relic behind another outpost.
Exactly.
What is this trap?
So now, I know this...
I've never seen that.
No, I have.
Really?
And I've seen... Yes. So there's a great Age of Empires trainer that you can find on the internet. His name is Cheddarbeast. He is an expert at seeking out relics, protecting them, and hoarding them. Most of his games in this tournament have been won by collecting all 5 relics. Now that is it's an alternative way to play the game. But it seems to be working. Absolutely.
I hear he can make you pretty salty that way. I hear.
Well, no, most people would focus on just the conquest, but I mean, every time I've played him and he's done it to me, I've done nothing but give him a high five.
And got salty about it later.
You can go and ask the man himself, but I absolutely did not get salty while playing those games.
Okay.
Now, you can see Xezadon is continuing her wall. It's gone all the way to the wood line, so it's good to see that some people are actually laying out their base strategically, not just so it looks really, really pretty.
Yeah, that's not always the most effective. I mean, effective and pretty are not always the same thing. Xezadon does with her hunters here, so she's got to get them to work there. Her second house in the line is still sitting at 1 HP, which means no one's got a hit on it yet, so it's still technically a hole.
If you look up at Bewpy's base here, you can see again.
Oh, Bewpy's
and she aged up. There you go. So she won the race. That's good. That means that maybe with the eagle fight with the scout, she might have gotten a little eco bonus.
Speaking of, where did that scout go? Did it run to the TC and get shot?
The Eagle Scout is currently in.
I can't find it.
It has passed away. No longer
passed. In nomine Patris, if it is.
Now, if you look, you can see Boopy's building all of her buildings within range of the tower center, or what she thinks is within range of the tower center, or the town center. Sorry. Now that is because I know that's a StarCraft technique. Build everything close, build it tight, and that way, whenever something comes in,
you don't have to worry about it. So Bewpy does have the score lead at the moment, but I think that's because Xezadon here is... Oh, no, I was going to say maybe it's because she was going up. Whenever you go from dark to feudal, your score will take a bit of a bump. It loses 100 points. And then you get those points back and more whenever you make your way up to feudal.
Yeah.
So Xezadon
at this point,
has the resources to go up, and she's at 26. It's a good time to go up. And I know that she's been practicing to go up under 12.
I think this game took place before that. But if you look at the way she's got her eco going right now, she's gone full out trying to get to feudal.
Yeah.
She's over dedicated towards those berries. So once those berries are gone, she's gonna have a bunch of idle time.
Yeah, I think so. When it comes to
once you get to 15, 20
there's the click.
population, you should be making some farms to substitute for the wild food.
Yeah, I think with the resource tiles, I think you can get, if you do it right, you can get 3 villagers on a side of a tile.
Yes. And
it looks like, everyone is now a wood chopper. Oh, and they're going to go chop trees over there.
We've all done it, so...
With guys like this, you can... there, we're going to throw down that mining camp.
There it is. So
might be a good idea to turf her mill, just because it restricts her access a little bit to the...
it's the surface area for the...
To the trees, right? So if she repositions her mill maybe over
so
here...
that's okay.
Yeah, I guess she doesn't have her wood income yet to be able to do that comfortably, so she can just work on the other side, right?
Yeah, but by building from her mill to her tower center, or town center as they actually are called,
yes.
You're going to be able to get a lot more surface area farms within your wall. So she can go from where her mill is and back. It's not the best place, but it works. It's not a bad one.
Yeah, it works. You might get a little congestion whenever... and she's got a mining camp there rather than a lumber camp, so her villagers are going to have to walk it back in. You're going to need back up to 100.
She's going to recognize that.
She'll probably recognize that shortly. So she's going to have to get back to 100, taking it the long way, but with that many villas, it won't be so much of a problem. She's on her way up, and I think the villas... Do they start carrying more in the feudal?
Not until you
take it the researches. That's all,
now,
folks.
If you look at Bewpy here, she's got a lot of food queued up in villagers, but she's also making military units. So it's interesting to see that she's got it all allocated.
She's pulled that Eagle Scout out. She's not floating too many resources, and it looks like, in terms of her eco anyways, most of the resources are fairly close, right? She doesn't have anyone on stone, so that's sort of its own exemption. Yeah, she's got... she's got that scout. She's going to go and explore some more of the map, see what she can't find.
I'll tell you what she's going to find. She's going to find somewhere to build an outpost. Right next to a relic.
Right next to a relic?
I do believe, generally speaking, that is what that Eagle Scout is for. As the Mayans, I will say they are one of my favorite civs to play. They are very wood and gold heavy. At this point in the game, I would have 3, maybe even 4 on gold. Because you need it for those Eagle Warriors, and you're going to need it for those Archers. Doesn't even have to be the plumed one.
Well, she's got 2 at the front of her base, right? So she's got 2 on, maybe. So she's working on her way, and it looks like she's putting a wall up. So she's looking to get walled in there a little bit, rather than use her buildings. She's just putting up a stone wall, right? Stone walls do have quite a bit of HP, more than the houses, so they're going to be a bit more durable when it comes to holding off anyone trying to come in. And she spotted that the mining camp, as it turns out, was not a lumber camp.
So she's making the transition.
Making that correction.
It's good. She does have 2 villagers that were her shepherds under the town center that should be doing something. And she has yet to really get on to the goal.
Yeah, there's a couple idle bills. No gold income yet, but she's got the pop to do it. So Bewpy's sitting at Bewpy over here is sitting at 24 pop, and Xezadon is at 26. So evenly matched in that regard. Now it just depends on what they want to do with their villagers. It looks like if you were to ask me just to take a wild shot, I would say Xezadon here is probably looking to jump her way up to castle. Just looking at the resources, she got a lot of food because you need 800 food, 200. Gold with the 2 feudal age buildings to bounce up into castle age. And
again, she's not going to be able to make it up there without getting onto the goals. So generally, you get into feudal, make sure you get that mining camp in the right spot, and make sure you go and get it onto the gold.
oh, and Bewpy's going for that second boiler, and she doesn't have. Oh, she doesn't have loom. So her vills are only on 25 HP rather than.
Oh, there
40.
she's got a kiting though. Like she's figured it
got
out now.
kiting.
It is
There
going to
you
be a
go.
long walk. It's going to be a
long
long walk for these poor vills, but they got her down.
It works. No villager losses, which means, yeah, you know what you're doing. So basically, the boars will start to follow your villager after the second shot. So you can even just let it fly and then turn around and run.
The only exception to that is a distance rule, which is 8 tiles. So if you run away from a boar too fast, you can hit it twice. If it gets caught on something and you run out of sight, it will not follow you. So
Yeah.
you have to be careful of that.
You say, that's too far, he's outside of my territory, fuck him.
Yeah. Now, Bewpy getting a little scout around the map, not necessarily on Xezadon, but the area, knowing that where she is and how far she's progressed. That's good.
Yeah,
Xezadon has a really big boom eco looking up here. She's trending upwards.
Yeah, so Bewpy can see that house wall and kind of goes, oh, I can't get in through there, right? Let's see what Xezadon can see. So Xezadon still lives in a bit of a pretty small world after all. Hasn't explored too much, but it looks like she's putting a stable up now to maybe try and get a knight and maybe get a bit more of a feel of her surroundings, see where things are at.
Based off of her build right now, I would say if she wanted against the mines, because they don't have cavalry, she could go with a light cav rush.
Oh, absolutely.
She can make a huge eco swing towards farms with half of her wood camp and just do a light cav rush. Now we've seen that happen before. Fortunately, when we're playing online, it generally works because no one's really prepared for it.
Yeah. So she'd have to maybe put up a blacksmith and get onto that gold. Oh, there. She said I wanted to go already. So if she were just to get that blacksmith and maybe get those 2 stable builders out onto golds as well, she could afford some upgrades for her scout cav. And there it is. So she's gonna be pumping one of those out shortly to maybe explore a map, go find Bewpy, see how things are going. Oh, and yeah, there's the next outpost on the friggin', yeah.
Yeah, see, now it's not her first time.
No.
Again, with Loom, though, she will kill this Jaguar, I do believe. There it is,
Yeah.
and no one will ever know it was there. So, she is basically a magician, Bewpy, and this is esports type play.
God. Oh my god. What is this?
These are the little tricks.
Oh,
These are the little tricks. We have an archery range up now. Looks like Xezadon's just sitting down trying to make a well-balanced military.
Yeah?
I can't ever say something bad about that. She does have the bad noise, though.
Oh, the bad noise.
She's been stricken by the bad noise.
So, for those of you not in the know, the bad noise is that noise you never want to hear. It is not only the bad noise, it's a bad noise. I know it sounds redundant, but think about it for a second. So the bad noise, and hopefully you don't hear it too much in your gameplay, but I'm sure all of you will know it when I explain it to you. Oh my god, my farm is dead.
Yeah, that's the sound of a dead farm.
Just a regular dead farm. That is AKA the bad noise.
There you go. Now, a big question I have for our viewers is, what is this wall doing really up in Bewpy's base?
It's a...
I think it's a decorative fence.
It might be a decorative fence. It's a trellis.
It does have a trellis up the side. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, you just sort
of
go around
Xezadon's going for a scout with a lumberjack here. She's heading north. She's following the coastline.
Oh, he's taking a walk. That's always risky because you got the... yeah, she's got loom, but, I mean, what happens if you run into 2 jaguars?
But she's also scouting south, so it looks like she's decided she's going to get some vision of the map. She's gone to the right as well, with the horse there, the scout. So she's decided she's branching out of her little world. That's good.
Yeah, she's getting.
And the wall is almost complete.
What wall? The house wall?
Yeah, well, the house wall. All she has to do is throw up those houses in there, and she's got her wall up.
Well, she is pop capped, so she's going to have to get some more houses. Yeah. But where she's going to put them, I don't know. So we'll have to see and how long it takes her. I know sometimes the Bewpy's made her way up to castle, so that's gonna give her a pretty big advantage because that's when actually the military tree takes a bit of a leap and it lets you really make some aggressive units. And she's just got Iron Castings, and she's going forward with a 4+4 Scout. She's only got the
now
one.
this is very curious. Now, I personally,
Scout went down to the TC.
I've spoken out many times though. That is an overreaction. Now she lost more food doing that than she gained by killing that Scout.
I don't know.
I have to.
Because you gotta take into that's. I guess I would have to disagree with you on that one, because I would rather blind my opponent than have maybe a cumulative of 2 minutes of wasted idle time, right?
Now, I guess my issue with that is just the actual button, ring the bell. It's bad news for me. I think that you should be grabbing individual units and garrisoning them inside, so you have
I'll agree with you on that one. Yeah, you can just grab your farmers and put them in, because by the time the wood choppers, by the time the thing's dead.
Bewpy down south, attacking on the wall. She is just mangling this house.
Well, she's scratching it.
And Xezadon she made a gate instead of putting house. Look, now that is an actual useful wall, opposed to having to go all the way around. So I think that's a play, putting the gate.
Yeah. So,
or as us Canadians call it, the fence.
Fence. So this house is gonna be. Oh no, she decided it was too much work to graffiti her name. She's gonna destroy the other house.
Now you see Xezadon putting down another house and making sure her wall is locked tight. That's good.
Yeah, that's more useful whenever you're playing like a nice flat wall, because then the tiles on both of the corners will connect. But when you have a staggered wall like this that's going up on an angle, it doesn't really work, because if this house were to go down, there's still going to be a tile just to the north of those villagers where infantry can get through.
Bewpy just made a big eco change, throwing, I do believe, 5 more on gold, and she's going tech. She's going already straight into building university.
University? What's her play here?
I don't know. I think I think she might be going full bore archer. She might be going for what? Ballistics.
Ballistics? We'll have to keep an eye on it. So if you just click on it, you can see what they're doing. Oh,
yeah.
This scout, brave. Did we not learn from the first one? Oh, but she's got friends.
Oh, she's making treadmill crane to increase her building speed.
Ooh, and I think it also grants hit points, doesn't it?
Just to confirm, I can't see personally because
something like that.
Exactly.
She's gonna bring it under the town center. She rang the bell. It's okay, but ring it again real quick, because I never go back. Yeah, okay. See, again.
See, that's where you should be ringing the. If you're gonna ring the bell, you have to use it almost as an action.
Unring it real quick too. Just shoot it, kill it, get back to work.
I think it should be known that Bewpy has a monk out, and she collected her first relic.
Oh my
so goodness. Now this is where her training under the Great Cheddar Beast may actually be coming into play.
Whoa! We're throwing the word "great" around here, pretty f off easy.
He is leading the league currently. Currently, he is leading the league in points. So I think we should be giving him the respect he deserves.
I don't see a belt on him.
Not yet, but he is leading. He is leading the season.
You know what? Until he gets a belt, it doesn't really matter. But I don't see no belt on him, so be it.
The man has not lost a game yet. I think you should respect that.
Sure,
that's fair.
I respect it, but he still doesn't have no belt.
Now there goes the second. They're getting snatched up like hotcakes on Christmas morning right now. Here we go. We can see the third monk going for the third relic. This game is going to be very interesting. Now I need to click back and see here. Xezadon she's going to get pop capped again, I do believe.
Yeah, she's got I was gonna say a buttload, and then I wasn't gonna say it, but then I said it anyway. She got a buttload of resources that she could go ahead and be making useful at the bank. She's got close to 3,000 wood. You can either sell that, maybe get some gold, crash the market.
She is going up. She is going up for castle, which is a good move. But she should be continuing this wall down south that she's built. That'll provide two purposes where she's not going to be pop capped and she's going to be walled off. Yeah, so if you need to keep on top of what your villas are doing. So
with the Indians, I'm pretty sure they got. I was just reading it there. They did cavalry and gunpowder. Really strong combo. I think they're one of the strongest civs in the game at the moment.
I do believe so as well.
But yeah, so you could get up there and you could. Let's see what they have. for cavalry. I don't know if they have knights, but I'm pretty sure they get heavy camels. Yeah, so
They do have heavy camels and imperial camels.
Imperial camels, that's right. So they can, maybe that's what she's going to go for, is you can start getting in there with the heavy camels, upgrade them to imperial camels, and those things basically
generally
chop things into little tiny bits.
They are, but generally they are an anti-cav response.
Yeah,
if you went heavy camels, they could be countered by halberdiers or pikemen. So
true.
I think you'd be wanting to go against something that has an infantry attack, infantry only civ, personally.
Yeah, but at the same time, right? She could, I think, unless Bewpy's going to be able to, and she's got the monks for it, unless she's going to be able to micro and maybe pull all the elephants, then, like, in terms of mobility, the knights are going to be a strong choice. Maybe she sprinkles some archers or some hand cannoneers.
Absolutely. Right? If you were to land some hand cannoneers, you would be putting Bewpy in a hard spot.
Yeah,
they do. They generally chew through plumed archers really well, and their cost benefit is really good. Bewpy pulling in another relic right now. Here we go. There we go. Unbelievable.
Incredible. Xezadon got resources in the bank, almost full walled here. I think there's a hole there, but maybe not.
Oh no, I think she fixed it. I would say that at this point she should be making a transition into. If she made a heavy push into production, she'd be able to put Bewpy in a really hard spot.
Yeah, so I see 2 archery ranges. I wonder what she's gonna do with that. I don't see a barracks yet.
That is where the hand cannoneers would be coming from.
That's where they would be. Yes. I don't see a barracks yet. We can really,
There's
really
another
help your archers or your entire army, depending on which one you go for.
Another relic going up here.
Oh my gosh, is that how many relics is that now? Is this the 5th?
That is 4. That's 4 now.
Did she see the
Xezadon's gonna get the view of it right now. If she she's going coastal. It's within view, I do believe.
So if she kicks inland a little bit, although I don't see anything that would force her in.
She got an eye on it. She got an eye on it. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So she would have to be looking at that scout to notice it, though. So we'll see who gets it. If it goes to 5, this game is going to have a timer, and it's going to be a shoot-off.
No, well, actually, the relics will stay on your minimap. You don't have to have it within visible eyesight. So on your minimap.
Oh no! I mean, if Bewpy gets it first, it's going to be a shootout down those 100 years of a relic win.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's another one. There it is.
Can Bewpy see that last one yet? Yes, she can.
So there goes. She's got her monks in hand. It looks like she's got 2 of them.
But the fact that she hasn't sent them out makes me wonder if maybe she. Oh no, she's moving them now. Oh, she's bringing them over now. Oh, maybe not. Yeah. But the fact that she's not already on her way makes me wonder whether or not she's seen it, because it kind of looks maybe a little disguised there. It's really close to that little shore bit.
Yeah, I think it's worth noting Xezadon has gone full scout of the map. She's decided that she's done living in a box, and she's got very good vision. Now she's going to that relic again. She may have just automatically pathed, like with a multi-point path for all of her scouts, but she's got good vision of the map. And I guess from now on, if anyone plays Bewpy, we know what those scout towers are about.
So if you see one, maybe think twice.
Yeah.
Xezadon getting house capped here, pop capped again. She's got a couple militiamen out, and I don't see anything queued up in the archery ranges. She is in castle. She's waiting to build more of those villagers, and she's fully queued to make sure that her production stays up. But she's got to put that house down. You've got 3,000 wood. You might as well just dedicate, 2 or 3 of them to just build a slurry of houses. Call it suburbia. Call it, I don't know, what do they call them now?
I do believe they call it the slums, my friend.
Yeah, just throw some slums.
Build a ghetto. Build a ghetto.
Build a ghetto.
Now, Bewpy has made the fortified wall upgrade. Now, that may just be a full-blown signal that she's happy protecting that kingdom and she's not going anywhere. Yeah, if she caps all of these relics...
And then just sits behind these nice big 3,000 HP walls.
She's going to have a huge gold advantage. Whereas it looks like Xezadon's going pretty much boom at this point. She's going to have to make a transition, but with those elephants, she may be able to knock those walls down if she goes for them.
Yeah, just because it's got 3,000 doesn't mean it can't have 0.
It's almost like she's listening to you now. She's got a swath of villagers going down south and continuing that wall, and what looks to be 6, 7 more houses going up. So
Awesome.
she knows what's going on.
So now, though Bewpy might have the score lead, you're looking at 3,400. She does not have the Vill lead. So there's quite a difference in the pop at the moment, right? It's 54 Vills for Xezadon, and Boopy's at 39. So I think the buildings and the scouting and the monks have really inflated her score here. But right now I'm gonna have to say Xezadon's got a really strong start on a solid foundation. Now, unfortunately, we are waiting for Bewpy, or fortunately, depending on how you want this game to go, or whether or not you want to play a relic game. We're waiting on Bewpy to find that last relic, and I'm wondering if she's thinking that maybe it's in that bottom section of the map that she can't see. So maybe she should go explore that.
One other thing is, if you're making a wall around your base, you have to be proactive in making sure that your wall is going to go around where you're cutting wood. With a short wood line like this, you can see now she's starting to cut her way out of her own base. Xezadon?
Oh yeah, I was looking at Bewpy's face going, what?
Yeah.
What?
And then at the same time, on the other side, she has a lumberjack and the cutting through as well. So generally, I wouldn't worry about it, but especially against one of those Mesa civs that is easily able to make Eagle Scouts that turn into Eagle Warriors, they can come in and really mess up some economy, and they can dance around a lot of things.
Yeah, with some good micro, the fast infantry really goes a long way. So Xezadon looks like she's going to go heavy on the stone, which maybe indicates she wants to put up a castle. Now, do you think she'll be... she's playing really defensively, but I think with all these defensive fortifications, she might want to...
Make that a forward castle.
Put a castle right on a Bewpy, but I don't know if she'll end up doing that because she plays
Bewpy has,
so
again, rung the bell to kill just a scout cavalry, but she did just complete her castle.
Oh, there it is again.
So that should be noted. Now, with that castle, we'll see if she starts building something.
The Mayans, really strong, unique units there. They get the plumes, right?
Yeah, they get plumed archers, and they also get a huge HP bonus for their Eagle Warriors, which makes them very tanky and able to go almost one-on-one with a champion.
Ooh. And, well, they obviously get that speed bonus, so even if they can't go one-on-one, you just sort of scatter them about and say, catch me!
Now, both players should note that it is a lot more effective if you set a rally point to a resource for your vills. That way when they come out, there's no idle time. They might not be doing exactly what you want them to do, but they're doing something. And Bewpy just picked up the 5th relic. There
it is. Yeah.
You could see she just picked it up. I think this is going to be a big moment because it's going to force Xezadon to realize that she's in a pickle.
Yeah, so Xezadon, that'll be tight because I think with Xezadon's, bigger population base, it will give her a theoretical advantage. But the thing is,
maybe able to slingshot. Yeah,
Boopy's going to be the one that's going to be starting that timer, saying, "Come get me."
Yeah.
So you could have all the score lead, you could have the biggest boom back home, but if your opponent gets all 5 relics, it's up to you to react to that.
Yeah. Now, neither player going with an extra TC. Now, that's mainly just out of inexperience. It is overwhelming. Now, playing StarCraft, you don't generally make a second base unless you till your first encounter. So I can understand the timing of this, especially if they both played it. It took me a really long time to get out of that habit, but now with Xezadon stockpiling like she is, and she's going hard on the stone, maybe because she's already got one castle up, she intends on building some TCs.
I think Xez might have been listening to you because she's putting up that second TC.
There she is.
What she could do instead of going hard on the stone is because she has so much gold, and with the Indian gold income, she's sitting on just over 2,500 gold, so she could just,
there it is.
She could just buy whatever. She could just buy whatever she's missing.
Yeah. In a one-on-one, that's not always the easiest because there's no one else to counter your market. No one else is going to even it out for you because once you buy enough stone, it gets way too expensive to use. But if you're the first one there, yeah, generally you can buy a castle's worth. So
you can basically from 100 to 60 or 100 to 70. when you're selling not only wood but food as well, so you can really take advantage of those high prices at the market if you're the first one to it, because then you can basically liquidify. I'll come back to you on that one. If you can sell all your crap and buy a bunch of stone in it, won't cost you any gold, you're still ahead.
Absolutely. Now, Bewpy has got all of the relics, just gone up into Imperial Age. But if you look at the way she's laid out her base, if Xezadon was able to put a dock down and float her army into the back of the base, nothing is defending that monastery.
Yeah, and I think as the Indians, she'll get gunpowder, so she could go ahead and build cannon galleons and maybe just rip it down from the water. She
could. If she was able to get in there, drop something, and drop the monastery, she could even snipe them. She might be able to grab them if she was thinking, how am I going to get to these relics at this point? Because that's what the game's about now, unfortunately. She's building another town center out by that gold. It looks like she's going heavy on the gold. Now that is a Civ bonus, plus 10% for all gold income. This could go really good for her. She's starting to develop a little bit of a presence with some archers and some long swordsmen. Almost like she's thinking she's got to go offensively, which is good.
Yeah, no, this is the time to build your army so that you're nice and massed up. Now she's probably expecting a fight when she gets over there, and that's what you want to do. Is if you're expecting that fight, then you're going to want a bigger army than your opponent. Now she's only producing out of the one building. She could theoretically, actually double her production speed if she was producing out of the other one.
Bewpy's moving out of her base with a handful. Almost, I'd call it almost 20.
I think you're
just
probably
walking them in circles.
You're just walking them in circles. I think you're probably a couple seconds ahead of me in the game.
What are you at there?
No, because as you said it, like I came over there and then it was then they started moving. You're probably like 2-3 seconds ahead of me. Okay. Yeah, so she's just walking them around. Now those plumes, obviously
she does have them upgraded.
She has them upgraded, but they are countered by the skirms, which Xezadon is producing. I don't see any. Again, I don't see that blacksmith up for Xez to be able to help out with the production. But she's coming out with some light cav, and the light cav are going to be able to close that distance.
I think it's worth noting that a plumed archer has the same range as a skirmisher. That is what makes them so dangerous. They don't shoot as far as the British longbowmen, but they do outrange once they're upgraded. They make hell for skirmishers, and they shred through lightly armored units.
Archer ranges, stables, barracks. Yeah, so with 137 years on the counter to go, she's still welling up. Maybe she's expecting an attack, and maybe that's a theory that was running through Bewpy's mind at this point in time, is to maybe go ahead and say, the best defense is good offense. Let's keep her at her base.
Historically, Bewpy generally has an attitude of "come at me, bro." But
is it the
I agree. This
theory?
She almost always is the second one to fight back, because she sits there, and when she kicks hard.
Oh yeah.
She's sitting on elite plumed archers. They're fully upgraded. She's got 4 monks in that group, 3 monks in that group.
Elite.
So they're elite plumed archers. Yes, she's in imp.
Oh.
So now, with the eco bonus of being an imp, she's able to generate a lot more with a lot less.
And they're stronger units. But I think it's worth noting is that Xezadon's got almost 40 more pop. So in terms of being able to produce and being able to sustain that afterwards, I'm going to have to give the edge right now to Xezadon in terms of the eco. But
she does have a good build going. Yeah.
Again,
absolutely.
It's
she's moving out on me now.
It's the pressure that this relic timer that Bewpy started.
Her little army of Xezadon's army of light light cavalry. She's got a couple camels, some skirms, and some archers. That may be able to wipe those elite plumed archers if she catches them in the wrong spot.
Yeah, I'd say if she catches them in the wrong spot, but it looks like she's
if she walks
play
to
this
that
one defensively. She's just going to hang up behind her walls,
if you look here, Bewpy's actually made something like another 12 more elite plume darshers.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Well, she's got them queued up, and she's got the resources to keep them coming.
yeah.
So here we go. Oh, the Jaguar is going to get in on this. First hit of the game.
Absolutely.
Goes to the Jaguar. Actually went to the scout battle earlier.
If Xezadon can just get between that gate and the gold, she can lay a huge hit on Bewpy's income.
Well, instead of going through...
it looks like an easy 10 vills. Oh, this isn't good behind the gate. One camel, 2 camels.
Instead of going through where the army is, why doesn't she just maybe swing around the north?
Yeah, she should be. Well, she doesn't have vision of the army, but
well, actually,
right now, Xezadon's getting.
Oh, no,
Xezadon's getting vill hits, but she's taking huge losses.
She is.
Now that's what makes the Mayans very strong, is that they can hide behind their walls all day, and generally, if you have plumed archers, you leave them in your castle until you need them, because they lay big beats on almost everything.
Why would you leave it in the castle?
If you're behind the wall, instead of having them outside, you just leave them in there. You queue them up inside the castle.
Yeah.
And over fortify the castle. That way they can't get hit and they just hit back.
Yeah, they're not.
This is one of those moments where Bewpy should be making a counter, knowing that she just landed big hits. Xezadon is still booming though, and she was able to continue to make an army in the back.
Yeah, she's still.
It's not like she's empty-handed.
No.
A huge villager transfer over to what looks to be, though,
with that
almost 20 vills.
To where? What?
Xezadon's got 20 vills going over to wood. So,
and you know what happens? I think what she could do with her vills right now is maybe jump up ahead and drop a castle somewhere on these walls to try and rip them down, and then make Bewpy react to that. Or
even just to. She's moving out with them.
With the vills? Oh, there she goes.
Yes, she is.
Well, she's just getting right outside though.
She could be making a. She almost should be making another TC right between these 2 golds. That would be a huge benefit. She wouldn't have to make a mining camp.
Yeah, she wouldn't have to go as far. And
both players
as well.
Exactly. Both players in a position now where they're mining out their base. They need to expand. Bewpy's still on 1 TC, not a huge pop count. She isn't mining her actual secondary gold in her base. She's only doing the forward ones, and her forward mining operation out front of her base is idle.
Yeah, there's no more gold left on that one.
Exactly. So Xezadon making some moves here, killing the outpost, deciding that the vision needs to be knocked out.
Yeah, there she goes. 50 years now. When you get down to this point, you know it's starting to pinch. When you need to lay some big beats, I would always recommend maybe bringing some siege with you. Like the
Feeny, as we know, huge siege fan.
Huge siege fan. Love the Count siege. That's just me. They can you can smash away through the walls. You can level infantry. If you get a couple of big shots with the onagers, they'll level an entire group of infantry.
Here's an example of where you should have a control group set to just your farms. Now, Xezadon should not be... There she is. No, she's trying to bait them out of the gate. Bewpy has locked the gate, from what I can imagine. So she knows better. She must have been caught before. But Xezadon has gone and exhausted easily 10 farms while being away. So if she had a control group, she'd be able to fix that.
Picked a conversion.
Oh, we have a conversion on a horse archer. Very good. Oh, there you go. Now, can she get hits on the stone with these skirms? Oh, she's going for the wall.
Check that thing out.
She's going for the wall here.
Yeah,
she's losing spot on the big hits. Big hits up against this wall. What time are you at, Feeny?
1:05:21. So Xezadon still booming like crazy back home. If you just look at the amount of resources she got, I think if this game were to continue, she would be able to just outproduce. no matter what quote unquote skill level we're at. But
Bewpy is coming around.
Bewpy's coming
She's
around, and
cleaning up this mess. And she will, with the wall between her. There's not much that's going to stop her. But Xezadon, again with their archers at the top of the hill, do have a slight advantage.
Yeah, they'll pick up that bonus, for the bonus range and the bonus attack. But when it comes down to it, like,
she's got to get out of there.
It's those numbers, and with that upgrade, they're just so dangerous. Oh, and she's running under the castle.
Now she's getting. That's okay though. She lives to fight another day. Bewpy is starting to wear down, from what I can see here. She's not able to keep her macro while microing. She's got a lot of idle time with that tower she put up just in case they got through.
Yeah.
That's unfortunately with such a small civ count. Everyone counts.
Jinx.
Oh, they're coming back to the door.
You can't talk anymore. I jinxed you. Okay, you can talk.
And now you see these elite plumed archers really just scary. They're just scary.
And there it is.
Going into GG. The first win goes to Bewpy. The relic win yet again, winning this league. It seems no one has an answer to it.
No, and that comes down to player style, right? You're going to learn who the other players are in this game and what sort of game they want to play. And you're also going to learn how to react to some of that, right? And then you can apply that to, say, if somebody else tries to do that to you. Right?
Absolutely.
So it's about learning and adapting and staying on your toes. Overall, well-played game. It was nice to see the boom from Xezadon and all the proactive scouting and grabbing those relics and hiding them in mysterious ways. So
absolutely.
Maybe the villager picked it up and put it inside the little hut.
Yeah.
Carried it up there precariously on the ladder on one shoulder. Don't fall. Don't fall.
She may or may not have just keistered it right home.
Could have been.
Thrown it under her old pagan dress and walked it home. Now, I think personally, watching these two, the only thing I've seen is development.
Developers.
They're both learning. Both of them are understanding they have to have a wall to keep the other one out. They just need. It'll come as they play the game more. But they gotta get a little aggressive.
Yeah,
and get outside of the starting area. That's all.
Right. If you're the one being aggressive, if you're the one putting the forcing the other guy to react, then I'd say that you're doing just fine, because then you're putting that pressure on, you're making them react, and that aggression will give you control of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, until next time.
Ciao for now.
Ciao for now.